Hey folks, this is Mickey G. Been fighting a little bit of a cold, but as Rodney showed, that don't keep us from recording. Today we talk about everything from shaving and haircuts, old men's advice, all the way to talking about Frankie Beverly and Mays and their retirement tour. Hope you enjoy this edition of Old Fools Talking Old School. But you sound like me too, because I tell you, it's one of the things I hate most of it is shaving. I will go as long as I can without shaving, and I almost get to almost a beard, full beard, and then I have to go somewhere like to a meeting or something. I'll cut it off at that point. But I'm like, man, seem like you said, it seems like my beard grows faster than ever now.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, that's how I ended up liking my beard, because I always had one. I get sick of it and I cut it off, and by the time I think about shaving it again, I got a full beard already now. And so, but yeah, my hair now is salt and pepper. I guess that's got me matching, because I got my mustache black and my beard white and my hair is salt and pepper. So I'm all over the spectrum there with that. But my son cuts my hair now. He says, "Dad, you need a haircut?" Yeah, man. He come on over here. I used to go to the barbershop just though to socialize and to let them shave me and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But after COVID came along, that went by the wayside and haven't been back. And hell, I guess I went about 3 months ago, caught over my barber. Unfortunately, him and his wife split up, so he's having to work a job and do barbering. So he taken by appointment. I caught up with him and went in there and he cut my hair, and he's a pastor, and we always have a good conversation and going on. Man, I got up to pay him. I pulled out the usual. He said, "Oh, Mr. Turner, we've kind of raised the price." He said, "But for you, it's only going to be $27." I'm thinking, only $27? He said, the going rate right now is like $30 to $35.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I was like, okay. I called my son and said, "You my new barber now." And I would go for the pampering, the facial massage and all that other good stuff. I'm like, hey, I pay for that. But this is just getting outrageous. These not only, I talked to another little young barber. We went to eat at this place, and I didn't even know they had a barbershop there. Talked to him, and he was like 35. And I said, "Do you know how to use a straight razor?" No, I don't know how to do that. I can do clippers though. Like, you gonna charge me 35 and you don't even know how to use a damn straight razor? So I was like, okay. He said, "Hey, you want to get it right now?" I said, "No, I'm eating dinner next door." I said, "I might pop back through here. It's over by where we used to live. Hell, I ain't been back over there." Like, man, I remember $10 and a tip was the deal.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's gone up, and that's, I used to enjoy going back in the day before COVID just for the entertainment. There was characters in that barbershop that I used to go to, and then of course COVID came along and they all busted up. And the guy that owned that shop, he got a one room place, and it's actually like a beauty shop, nail place, and all he has is a single room. So it's really, it's always just you and him. There's no really room for anybody else. But I used to just go for entertainment. There's a couple of guys. This older guy passed away. He was the clown prince in there. He had everybody going. Yeah. And I used to tell him, I said, "Man, I'm just going to come in there and set up a camera and just record all day long." They always had something going on. But those days are pretty much gone. Like I said, when COVID came along, they pretty much stopped, walk-ins. Everybody has to have an appointment now and stuff. And
yeah, that's the thing.
It just ain't the same.
Man, I said, man, my wife make appointments. I don't make no damn appointments for no hair. You know, I like to walk in.
Yeah,
Oh, I
yeah,
understand. I'm
yeah,
like, man, they're not. You're getting like these beauticians. You're overcharging, and I gotta call and ask you when I can come.
yeah, yeah. This one guy was starting to do that a little bit right before COVID hit. He was starting to take appointments, and all the rest of them were, just walk in, and I must admit, there was times that, we'd be in there and somebody would say, "Okay, man, come on," and they're like, "No, no, 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 I was here before he was. No, 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 you wasn't here. I can't." There was time that that's when I was telling them, "Won't y'all just get a ticket system so people come in and pull a ticket? That way
Right,
you ain't got to worry about who got here first and stuff." Okay, they how them old guys were like, "No, no, we know who got here first." I said, "Well, why is everybody always arguing about who got here first? If you know who got here first." But
right.
like I say, as this guy started doing appointments, a couple of the other ones took just every, sort of random appointments. But after COVID hit and everybody sort of busted up, they all started doing appointments. I don't know. I don't know what the other black barbershop I went to. They might take walk-ins, but I think everybody else that I know of, you got to make an appointment. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's the whole thing. This little barber here, the one I told you was a preacher now. Me and him was cool. He said, "No, you don't have to make no appointment." I remember when the last time he went up on this, they went up on their haircuts. He said, "No, you a old customer. Yours is still gonna be the same." I'm like, "Oh, okay, I appreciate it." I was still paying what they was asking because I would give him a tip, you
Right.
know. And but once COVID hit, and then him and his wife split up, that kind of went by the wayside. And he got him a full time job now. He cuts by appointment only uh, at his shop in the evening when he gets off and stuff, and on the weekends. But I just got tired of trying to catch him.
Yeah. Uh, I just
So
wonder what, when I moved down here, they were charging about half of what I was paying in DC. So I mean, I was having no problem. I just
uh-huh.
wonder what they're charging for haircuts up there, compared to what they're charging down here now. I'm just wondering how much a haircut is in DC now, because
Well,
the guy that
no,
does
that.
mine, he charges 30 for a haircut.
Hmm.
And I'm like, they probably charging $45, $50 in DC for a haircut. And that's just a haircut. That
Just
ain't
a
a
hair.
beard trim. That ain't, I mean, I just get, and with my hair as short as it is, it ain't no, hour and a half haircut. It's sort of like
Right.
you say, zip, 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 line, and I'm out of there.
Yep. That's right. Yeah, man. It's they're gonna price themselves out, I think, because I don't know. As long as they got these young vain brothers who want to go in there because their hair got to be, they worse about their hair than a lot of the women are.
Hmm. Yeah.
You know, yeah. I mean, just sit there. The dude and gave in the mirror. They looking in the mirror. Once they stand up to get ready to pay, they looking in the mirror again. I'm like, it's the same ugly sucker that was there sitting down. they, they started. They started calling me old school up in there. Hey, old school, what you think about it? I went to one time. They were talking about, that's when Durant and them was here, and they was talking about, the talk of the whole shop was about whether Durant should sign with Nike or should he sign with somebody else, right? It was an up and coming shoe. And so they were up there debating, and I was just listening to them, talk and talk. So the daddy owned the shop. He since deceased, and but he wanted to be the man about town kind of dude.
Mhm.
And he was bantering back with the younger barbers in there and a couple of the patrons. He said, "Hey, Rodney, what do you think? You old school like me. What do you think? If you was Durant, wouldn't you?" He was telling me he should sign with Nike because they proven and they this and they're more stable and all that. And he thought I was going to give the same answer he did. He said, "Now, don't you think he should sign with Nike?" I said, "No." But well, let me back up. The first thing he said, "Have you heard about Durant and who he's gonna sign with all that. I said, well, I ain't really paid no attention to it. He said, well, you probably don't know then. I said, well, ain't no rocket science. Who he gonna sign with? What would I not know about that? So then he gonna pose the question. Well, yeah. He said, but when you sign with Nike, I said, not necessarily. I said, the first fallacy about fans out here, I said, I would sign with whoever's going to give me the most money. I said, the first fallacy of the fans out here is thinking that these ball players really give a damn about what they shoot. Oh, it ain't no quality. It ain't no quality. We don't give a damn. He ain't wearing them. He's signing on for his name. I said, why do you think all these people that sign on with these drinks that they were coming out? I said, why do you think they got them bottles taped up? Because they drinking Gatorade. I wouldn't give a damn about that ain't no quality shoe. The hell with that. They gonna pay me $5 more million than Nike gonna pay me. That's who I'm going with. Oh, I suppose you're right. I know it's right for me. And then the son started ragging on. It's like, see, told you. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, man. I'm like, hell, these y'all fans think that these guys give a damn. These guys are getting paid. They're businessmen. They ain't no loyalty. Y'all got the loyalty down here on the low end. Kevin Durant don't give a damn if you wear Adidas or not. They paid him to hopefully get you.
That's all it's about. It's about the economics.
That's right.
It's about the economics. Right. That's all it's about.
Yeah. I'm like, man, please, but y'all need to wake up. You think these folks give a dang about that? He trying to make him some more money. But that's how we do. It's like all this. I think we talked about it before. Who was that? I was watching Sherry Shepherd this morning in passing. They had some dude on there. Him and his wife is in WWE. They done got married. Now they got some kind of reality show coming on. And she was a very attractive young lady. And he was a handsome dude. She was talking about, oh, what a great couple. And, of course, they were saying all the right things, like they all up in each other's Kool-Aid. I think they've been married a year right now. Mm-hmm. So they still honeymooning. And here she comes with that black love. I'm like, don't try to put all that pressure on them folks. Then y'all build them up, and then when they split up in 2 years, then you're going to be like you are with the rest of them now. Everybody, Jada and what's his name? Oh, that's black love at its best. All them folks you hollering about black love are getting divorced now.
That's right. That's right.
Think people can do, you're going to put pressure on them people to do what your ass couldn't do. Stay together.
And I think a lot of it's because there's not as much sort of emphasis on staying together as in the old days. Back growing up, it seemed like divorce was a black mark on everybody. So you stayed together just because you didn't want that stigma. These days, ain't nothing. We're together for 2 or 3 years. Y'all was together a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like it used to be. There's no stigma no more on divorce. It's just like anything else, like trading in cars. Okay, I'm just gonna go get me another one.
Yep. I ain't gonna take care of it either, so I'll be back in about 2-3 years.
Yep. And treat that new one the same way I treated the old one, so I'm gonna have to be back to get another one.
Yes, sir. And it might take $500 to fix that one, but all you needed is a reason to get a new one. Mm-hmm. That's all you needed. And man, there's no thought in it, man. It's just like getting married. You just get married because it look like it's all right. You ain't got to know the person or nothing. You just, hell, it's all nobody ever knows exactly what is gonna work out or not. But hell, they give up at the drop of a hat. They ain't trying to salvage nothing or
I know he was talking on the radio the other morning about, I guess, Mary J. Blige's got a new man, and I
Yeah,
guess
so
they sort of trying to keep it a little bit more on the down low, because she's had a bad track record with men, and you just would think somebody that's in that kind of position, you would be more judicious on who you choose, because that last guy, was his name, Keno, whatever, took her to the cleaners,
Yeah, he did.
I'm like,
But
man.
again, you have to attain that kind of love. You don't just give it right off the bat. You wouldn't have been handling my money.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Love is one thing. The money is a whole different thing.
Whole different thing.
Yeah.
We gonna have to have some years behind us, and that still ain't no guarantee. But we gonna have to you ain't get it right off the bat. Well, I think he wasn't he a manager or something when she married him?
Oh yeah. He was handling everything.
He had his money in the coffee tin already.
Yeah. I like I say, you would think, and I know she's had some issues, in her life and stuff like that, and all, but you think sometimes, you got your heart into things. I understand that, but when it comes down to, like you say, the finances and the business part of it, you got to take your heart out of it.
Yes, indeed.
You got to have your mind, your head in it when it comes to stuff like that. And I think sometimes when you try to intermingle that heart with that head and business and stuff, that's when they start to get in trouble.
Yes, indeed.
I know you love them and trust them, but sometimes that love and trust is what gets you in trouble, because and it's been proven a few times, especially with people in the entertainment business, how
yes, sir.
People have come in and lovey. Next thing you know, they going out the door and you ain't got nothing.
Ain't got a dime, and blinded by that foolishness. I just don't get it. We are kind of getting in the door now, but we don't know what to do when we get in there. Because I'm protecting myself business-wise, don't mean that I don't love you. Because that's what that guilt they'll throw on you. Well, I'm your husband. I wouldn't do that. Yeah, not now. But later on, she's kind of a trip to me. She can sing, and I saw her not long ago walking on the beach in a bikini. She still looks good, but it's just something about, I don't know, maybe it's that blonde hair. I just can't get, when I look at her, I don't see what the rest of the package shows. You know what I mean? I mean, I think she's talented for sure, but I don't know. She kind of like that other girl over there singing about her relationships, everything. She like, what's her name? The one with Kelsey. She sings about all her ex-boyfriends.
Shoot. I'm so tired of her.
Yeah, I am too.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait to hear the song she gonna sing when they break up, because this crap ain't gonna last.
No.
And the NFL is just taking advantage of it.
Yeah, they are, and to me, I think it's a shame that you got to take advantage of that situation to sort of boost your rating. You ought to be concentrating on what's the performance on the field, but that's all they talk about. They talk about how this is going to be one of the most expensive and biggest Super Bowls ever, because Taylor Swift is going to be there and all that. I'm thinking, come on now.
She ain't even a wife, and they got the cameras all up in there showing her
all the time.
And I'm like, I'm so damn tired. I'm tired of him too. He didn't got the big head. I was waiting for one of them Ravens to knock his ass out. He's trying to be a bully out there and stuff, And but I'm sick of it all, to be perfectly honest with you on that.
I am too. Because I want to see the game on the field. I don't want you to keep switching up to the sky box is showing her.
Yeah,
No,
Yeah.
no, I don't need that.
No, man, that's the that's really exploitation right there. Because you know, them not really football fans are falling for that crap.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of it is. It ain't about the game; it's about her.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And and I ain't trying to rag on her nothing like that, but she's all right. She ain't all that. They try to act like she's some kind of raving beauty, man. I'm like, I don't see all that, you know.
Yeah. What the guy that he ain't on the morning show here now. He was on there back in the summer, and he was talking about it. Well, I guess it's more toward the fall when she was starting to show up on that. What did he call her? He called her a pencil with something. And I'm like, yeah. I mean, she's not very shapely at all.
No,
Like I
no,
say, look wise, she's okay. She's to me, she's
yeah.
not a beauty. She's okay. But yeah, he called her a pencil with something. And they said, oh, you're gonna have all these Swifties on you now. He said, I don't care about no Swifty. But yeah, he called her a pencil with something. Yeah, that's about right. Because like I said, she ain't the most shapely person in the world.
With a red eraser, cause she got them lips red
Yeah,
down.
yeah. So that's
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
No,
Hey, I was gonna before I forget about it.
uh,
I know you I say used to be, I guess you're probably a big Lisa Stansfield fan.
oh yeah,
Um, did did you know she did a cut with
Barry White.
uh no Cool in the Gang.
Oh
That
no,
song
I didn't
Too
know
Hot.
that.
You remember Too Hot by Cool in the Gang?
Yeah,
Yeah. I
she's
was
on that.
Yeah, she has. I guess she did like a collaboration with him. This is back in
Huh.
the summer. That's why I said I wrote it down so I remember to say something to you about it. I was out listening to. It had to be Pandora. I'm sure it was
Mhm.
Pandora, and I was out there listening. And matter of fact, it was in the fall. I was out there raking up some leaves, and I heard the song come on, and I kept thinking, man, that don't sound like the original Too Hot by Kool and the Gang. I said, that sounds different. And I finally got my phone out and cut my phone on so I could see who was singing it. And it said Lisa Stansfield. I'm like, that's Lisa Stansfield singing that song. I knew it wasn't the original version. And I
Uh,
went out there online and I found it out there online too. Yeah, she did a version with Kool and the Gang on Too Hot. I guess I think she had done a one with Barry White too.
yeah,
But I
she
had
did.
never
I've
heard that.
seen
I
that one.
never heard that version before. I was gonna say I might ask Rodney if he had heard it.
No, I ain't heard that. I didn't know she was with Cool in the Gang. I'm gonna have to go on YouTube because I did that. I guess about a month or two ago. I got on YouTube and what I did was I went on there to listen to because I'm in Frankie Beverly and Mays fan club
Uh-huh.
thing on Facebook, and they had one of the songs on there. You know how people send a song on there. Of course, they didn't play it all, and it sparked my interest. I'm like, I got several Frankie Beverly and Mays. I don't remember that song being. I was trying to figure out which one is on, and then when I got on YouTube, it showed the album, the cover of it. I'm like, oh, I don't have that one. That's the one that came out in '86 when we were in England.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And but they got a song on there uh, uh, called "I Want to Be Wanted." Boy, that's a badass song there. And I hear it from time to time. I've heard it from time to time, but I'm like, I know I got that up there, but I don't have that album. But I sat there and listened to it on repeat about 3-4 times. And then I started listening to, then a playlist started with a bunch of Frankie Beverly listening there. And then I heard a song by Rick Ashley. You remember him?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, from over there in England.
Yeah, that
Then,
was Tamara's boy because she
oh, was it?
yeah, they were I guess at that time they were like 4 or 5. But that's when he
Yeah,
was big. That's when he was
yeah.
big in England.
He was
That's when he was
big.
real big. And that
Yeah.
was that was her boy, Rick Ashley.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I heard that one. Then I was like, oh, okay. So I went back and tried to find several of them. But I got Lisa Stansfield. I listened to uh, her song that was real popular, and then I listened to another couple of them. But I didn't know about this one with Cooler in the Gang.
Yeah,
And
go out there and search on Too Hot with
yeah, I
Lisa
wanted to do that.
Stansfield. She it sounded nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So did they play was it Been Around the World, that one by Lisa Stansfield?
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
one of the ones I listened to. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I
yeah.
remember that. I remember that one, and cause
She
you
had
know
a
it,
couple of them, and I can't think of the name of it right now, but I listened to them because she got one slow cut. Uh, I may not be something, but I'm all woman. I like that one too. That's a
yeah,
nice cut.
yes,
And
I liked her. I liked her too, but I never knew
I've
she
got
did
her
that.
CD. I got a
Oh,
CD
really?
down here that I bought when I was over there. Yeah, yeah. And
Because I know during that time, when we were over in England, right when we was coming back, because there was Rick Ashley and the Pet Shop Boys and the
yeah,
Fine Young Cannibals, and when we came back to the States, they were playing their music in the States then.
yeah, yeah.
And now, 'cause I know I forgot which one of them shows, like rock shows, was on during that time, but they had them on there. But
Mm-hmm.
I said, yeah, they done come across the water. But
Come
yeah,
across the
yeah,
pond. Yeah.
Tamara was she was a big Rick Ashley fan.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
And then loose ends because they
yep,
were big over there then,
yep,
and I was listening to them, and well, I
yeah,
saw a picture of it was her birthday this week. Uh, ah, slipped my name, slipped my memory there. She was married to Ron Isley.
oh, you talking about um, I know who you're talking about too.
Yeah, I can't think of it.
I know who you're talking about. I know exactly who you're talking about. Shoot, what's her name?
That's gonna bother.
It'll come to me, but I know. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, man. They came here one time. They was I think she was still
Angela
married.
Winbush.
Angela Winbush.
Angela Winbush.
Boy, if I tell you that she had just turned 50, she said, "How does 50 look?" Well, everybody like look real good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she was always fine.
she was fine as hell, man.
Hmm.
They just
Hmm.
showed a thing on her on they were wishing her happy birthday on what you call. She's still fine. I was like, I don't know, Mr. Big, you might not have had to let that one go.
Yeah,
Yeah, Angela Winbush. I was like,
yeah,
good God. Well, she
yeah.
was up there on that stage because we was back in the VIP. Cause that's where the bar was. I'm like, I ain't sitting out here in this hot sun drinking all that beer. They had shade back there too. So we were standing back there. So I had a good side view of her. I'm like, boy, look at that onion.
Yeah, I remember. I remember her. I remember her
Yeah.
well. Yeah, I tell you somebody I saw. I think it was on my Facebook page too. Uh, was O'Jays and Eddie Levert. Boy,
Ooh,
he's
yeah.
looking. I mean, he's all white now, hair and everything. He
Looked
had
like
to
he's a
sit
little humped
down
over.
to
Yeah.
he had to sit down to sing, but he was singing Family Reunion.
Mm-hmm.
His voice. I mean, as you can imagine, I mean, his voice ain't as strong as it was when he was younger.
Right,
But
right.
I'm like, oh boy, Eddie's looking his age, boy. I tell
Yeah,
you.
yeah. And so is Frankie Beverly, man. He looked humped over now too. And he walks a little like an old man.
Hmm.
And he's been yeah, I told you I was in that little fan club, right? He got
Right.
they be having all these concerts. Oh, we can't wait till Frankie get here. He was somewhere here recently, and they come out. Oh, that was a fantastic show. Frankie showed out. I'm like, Frankie can't even sing now. Y'all just lying. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. He ain't. You know, 'cause he had that throat surgery, I think,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
few years back, and it
Vocal
just sort
cords.
of changed. You know, he always had a little bit of a not a raspy voice, but you know, his voice was always a little deep. And
Hmm.
when he had that surgery, it changed his voice a little bit. I noticed that when that concert we went to
Yeah,
a
I was
few
getting ready to
years
say.
back.
Hmm. Remember because they said it in there because I didn't even know it had surgery,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
it hadn't gotten too bad at that point, but it's worse now, man. He can't hit no notes hardly. And we saw him again here a few years ago, and the parts that he used to sing, where he had to, like change the octave that he was using. It, that dude on that lead guitar was playing it, boy. He was playing the hell out that damn guitar. But Frankie can't hit them notes no more, man. He, the sad thing about what I saw on there too that the band broke up. He got all new band members now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, he got all new band members. I would only imagine that the ones that's been there, they know, time is short. Cause from the way he sounds, it ain't gonna be much longer before he lose the voice.
Yeah, yeah, I imagine so.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean it's tough anyway on singers. You know, they
yeah,
develop them polyps on their vocal cords and all that from just it's just from the use
yeah,
of their voice, and stuff. It's just, but they, yeah, I guess it's sort of like you know old boxers in a way. It seems like they just got to keep holding on though. I mean,
yeah,
I
yeah.
think. Well, I mean, I think this year or maybe it was last year. Well, I think that was the OJ's uh, like retirement tour.
Hmm.
I think that was the last year. I think that they were going to tour at least. But but I guess when you've been in the industry that long and stuff, it's hard to give it up.
Oh yeah, man. That adulation, number one, and I can't think that they're making as much money as they used to now because
No,
the
nah,
venues are smaller, and but I think in Frankie's case, if he leaves, there ain't gonna be nothing left because Maze without Frankie Beverly don't exist.
no, oh no, no.
Yeah,
You gotta have Frankie there to have Mays. So yeah, if he goes, the Mays is gone.
yeah, and that's what I think them regular band members like. This ain't gonna last too much longer. We need to move on. And but yeah, he got a whole new band now, and I guess they're gonna ride to the bitter end there, you know. But that's
Yeah,
unfortunate because the dude is talented as hell.
I was reading his story about how I guess he went out to the West Coast and everything. It seemed like most of those groups. There's always one of those things where times were tough, and I think he was thinking about going back. I think
Hmm.
was he from Ohio, Cleveland, or somewhere? Where he was
It
thinking
was
about going back because things were tough.
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia, that's right, and everything. And then I forgot what happened, and they came up and got one of the recording companies to bring him to sign him, and so they stayed and stuff. But I always like trying to like reading those stories of how some of those groups got
Yeah,
started and the conflicts and the issues that they had along the way and stuff
yeah.
and
But they
all.
changed their names about 5 times,
Yeah, yeah,
and
and
I
that's
think
another thing I like to read about.
yeah,
Some of the name, because some of the names, like, where the hell you get that name from? That where'd you come up? It was 4 or 5 of y'all in the group, and y'all couldn't come up with a name better than that.
that's it. And then I think it was Marvin Gaye who named them. They were opening for Marvin,
Uh huh.
and I think he's the one. I read something on it, but I also saw it on uh, uh, what's that show used to come on BET? I saw all of them. Uh, Unsung,
Unsung. Yeah. Okay.
and then they went away for a while. Then they came back talking about all new shows Unsung. I'm like, hell, I done seen that one, But
Yeah.
yeah, that's what he also told the story. He said, Marvin was a freak. and he said, Marvin liked to see women screw his old lady. And so he set it up. Frankie said he had his room. And he set his old lady up in the room next to Marvin. It had one of them doors you can go between. And I guess she was part of it too, because she knocked on the door. And so he went over there. You know, he said things were about to get steamy. And then there was a knock on the door. Bam, 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 bam. He's calling, I forget who he was married to. I don't know if it wasn't Tammy Terrell. He was married to some other singer, though. He said he broke his neck getting back over there in his room, locking that door. He said, yeah. He said it was a well-known fact that he liked to share his old lady.
Like, yeah, I wasn't surprised. Marvin was a little different.
Yeah, he was.
He was a little different. Yeah. But you know, you think about it. You know, I look at. You know, I think I remember the first. It may not have been the first album, but I know it was the first time they came out with a hit. I guess maybe, and I'm thinking, well, you know, that was probably back in either the late 70s or at the latest, the early 80s.
No,
and you know, and he was you know, as they say, a grown man then. I'm saying, that was, you know, that was what, almost 50 years ago, 40 something years ago. So yeah, you know, you think about the groups like the Isley Brothers and the O'Jays and stuff. You think, well, yeah, they gotta be in their 80s.
Oh,
you know,
hell yeah,
kind of thing.
Because the Negroes was lying when they were touring about their age. I know I saw Frankie in like 75, 76 down in Shreveport, Louisiana. And throughout the years, I've seen him in different places. And once I got up here, I'll never forget. He was like, it was like his birthday or something. Yeah, I'm 71 years old. I'm like, damn, you were 70 about 5 years ago. He turned 71. I'm like, man, Frankie, I forget, we went with somebody. I said, Frankie was 71. He was 75 years ago, so I know he ain't no 71. Oh, yeah, but they half of them dudes like that, man. You know, they be young to us, but they've been doing this for a while, trying to get a break.
Yeah, Frankie announced his farewell tour for this year. I remember when Maze first started. Man, that makes you feel old. Well, hope you enjoyed this edition. See you next time on Old Fools Talking Old School. Until then, this is Mickey G. Peace.